Dear learners, welcome to UGC MOOCs on Tourism Planning and Sustainable Development. Now, we shall be taking a topic, mass vis-a-vis selective tourism. Dear learners, after completion of this topic, you will be in a position to understand the concept of selective tourism, to know the various types of selective tourism. Present day tourism is particularly named as selective tourism as a balance for the term mass tourism. Selective tourism was produced as something inverse to mass tourism. Selective tourism happens in light of negative ramification of mass tourism. The familiarity with the unmaintainability of such tourism and the requirement for tourism requests to isolate from a bound together tourism bundle had prompted a move in visitor streams. The most vital normal for selective tourism is setting traveler in the concentration in molding the visitor item. Through scattering and enhancement of vacationer supply, the visitor item is adjusted to literal gathering of VIS, fortifying local advancement ideas. Scattered convergence of visitor request guarantee reasonable territorial improvement that advantages the neighborhood group, yet in addition progressively requesting expanded request. Selective tourism is characterized as the association of various kinds of tourism blended with the regular and social estimations of neighborhood groups that enable its host and visitor to appreciate a positive and important experience through common communications. Because of its adaptability, there are various arrangements of selective types of tourism. Dear learners, now we shall be taking up various types of selective tourism. So, the first one is cultural tourism as selective tourism. Cultural tourism can be characterized as a track propelled by culture, which incorporates celebrations and comparative occasions, visits to authentic destinations and landmarks, and in addition think about nature, legends or workmanship. Cultural inspiration reflect a particular attribute of a cultured tourist who have a higher thriving to spend and as a rule have higher normal pay. They frequently don't spend on homogeneous mass items, being more keen on neighborhood quality merchandise, and in cultural occasions with higher esteem included, and which benefits will probably be uniformly spread inside the nearby economy. Social inspiration of movement contrast cultural tourism from other tourism composes. Ecotourism as selective tourism. Dear learners, ecotourism is nature-based tourism that is environmentally reasonable and depends upon moderately undisturbed regular zones. It is non-harming and non-devastating. It gives an immediate commitment to the proceeded with insurance and administration of secured zone utilized, and is liable to a sufficient and fitting administration. It is a fluffy idea, characterized and named in a wide range of ways. Ecotourism includes all type of tourism identified with nature, with dependable conduct towards their characteristics and social condition. This tourism depends on the standards of administration through the arranging of tourism items in which administrations are given by little neighborhood, particularly organizations providing little gatherings of guests. This is the most ebb and flow kind of selective tourism. The inquiry is whether it is likewise a technique for defeating the regularity of tourism. Mountain tourism as selective tourism. Dear learners, mountains can help tourism and get cash for the general population who live there. More than 50 million individuals visit mountains each year. Many mountain towns around the globe rely upon travelers to help them. Individuals in the town give sustenance and hotel to sightseers who come to appreciate the adjacent mountains. About 13 million individuals live in the Alps and about 100 million guests visit the Alps each year. Mountains can be places for recreation exercise. Numerous individuals get a kick out of the chance to ski on mountains. Other individuals get a kick out of the chance to climb mountain. A few people get a kick out of the chance to simply visit mountains to take photographs and respect their excellence. Means they get something motivational. Visitors are pulled into mountains for some reasons. The atmosphere and clean air, varied geography, beautiful landscapes, local customs, simple ways of life of the inhabitant of those areas, sports that require soak slants or winter snow. Sports-based tourism has increased in the course of recent years. Normal mountain exercises are mountaineering, paragliding, summer activities, walking, hiking, bird watching, rafting, mountain biking, winter activities, skiing, snowboarding, sledging, ice fall climbing, snowshoes trekking, winter strolling, ice skating. Despite the fact that tourism has its preferences, it can have genuine effect on the earth. The general population who live there and the nearby economy, as an ever increasing number of individuals visit the mountain regardless of whether to climb or essentially to trek through the valleys, the odds of the earth being forever harmed turn out to be ever more prominent. MICE tourism. Dear learner, MICE is acronym for meeting, incentives, conferences and events. It is a sort of tourism in which vast gatherings typically arranged well ahead of time are united for a specific reason. As of late, there has been an industry slant towards utilizing the term meeting industry to maintain a strategic distance from disarray from the acronym. Other industry teachers are suggesting the utilization of event industry to be an umbrella term for the immense extent of the climbing and events calling. Most part of MICE are surely known, maybe except for incentives. Motivation tourism is generally embraced as a sort of worker remunerated by an organization or establishment for targets met or surpassed or vacation well done. Dissimilar to alternate sort of MICE tourism, motivating force tourism is generally directed only for diversion. As opposed to proficient or instruction purpose, MICE events are typically focused on a topic or subject and are gone for an expert, school, scholarly or exchange association or other particular vested party. MICE occasions areas are typically offered on by specific tradition bureau, specifically nation and urban areas and built up to bid on MICE exercises. This procedure of showcasing and offering is ordinarily directed well ahead of time of the occasion, regularly quite a long while, as securing real events can profit the nearby economy of the host city or nation. Traditional departments may offer monetary appropriations to pull in MICE events to their city. Today, it is generally used to help lodging income. Culinary tourism. Sustenance and wine aficionados that appreciate investing new goals can enjoy the better of the two universes, which a culinary tourism travel bundle. Culinary visits, nourishment and wine events, and foodie rivalries allow buyers to visit another goal and test neighborhood or local cooking. Regardless of whether the trek includes a chance to learn new cooking strategies or go to nourishment and wine sampling, a culinary experience can be a much needed development from the standard travel agenda. The objective of culinary tourism is to instruct and motivate nourishment and wine lovers while allowing the explorer to investigate the neighborhood, find out about nearby sustenance pattern, cooking strategy and sustenance history. Voyagers can do as such by taking an interest in a social drenching knowledge at select goals around the world. Culinary visit and travel bundles can incorporate an extensive variety of exercises identified with cooking, sustenance examining, nourishment pattern, wine making and preparing. Notwithstanding eatery weeks in various urban areas, feasting events and cooking rivalries, culinary tourism involves culinary encounters, for example, winery and distillery visit, voyages through eateries and nourishment fabricating plants, conferences and events with culinary experts, and cookbook writers and ethnic sustenance testing. Wellness tourism. Wellness tourism is go to promote well-being and happiness through physical, mental and profound exercises, while wellness tourism is regularly connected with restorative tourism since well-being interests inspire the traveler. Wellness visitors are proactive in looking to enhance or keep up well-being and personal satisfaction, frequently concentrating on avoidance, while therapeutic visitors for the most part go responsibly to get treatment for an analyzed ailment or condition. The wellness tourism advertises incorporate essential and optional wellness vacationers. Essentially, wellness sightseers travel all together for wellness purpose, while auxiliary wellness vacationers take part in wellness related exercises as a major aspect of a trek. Optional wellness sightseers constitute the huge dominant part of aggregate wellness tourism tracks and uses. These explorers seek after various services including physical wellness and game, excellence medicines, sound eating regimen and weight administration, unwinding and stretch elevation, reflection, yoga and well-being related training. Wellness explorer may look for strategies or medication utilizing ordinary, elective course, correlative, natural or homeopathic prescription. Dear learners, let's summarize this topic. Tourism diversification conveys key advantages to the tourism area particularly. It is a characteristic supplement to mass tourism, and the two types of tourism can create in an advantageous and opposite to a clashing relationship. Basically, this mirrors the way that the two types of tourism can supplement each other. Mass tourism conveys an extensive market to goals which elective tourism ventures would then be able to get to, while for mass tourism, the advancement of elective tourism expands goal item based, permitting further improvement of visiting circuits and upgrading the intensity of goals in global markets. It will draw in high return travelers who will welcome the natural and social legacy assets of goals. The vicinity of the tourism producing market is favorable position. It gives a chance to broaden far from the predetermined number of key tourism markets. It will lessen the unending regularity experienced in the mass tourism resorts and thus will build convenience inhabitants in shoulder months and of crest. It will decrease the serious land centralization of mass tourism everywhere, beachfront regions and mountain resort. This will profit the economy of rural districts by creating and catching vacationer spend and work and stemming termination. Thank you.